Hello again. Thanks to the wonders of aircon, we're still here in the studio filming episodes of Is It Shit? It's hot outside, but nice and cool in here. Anyway, today we're looking at something else from New Fangled, and it's the New Fangled Saturate. Let's find out. Is it? New Fangled. They make some interesting stuff, don't they? I love the fact that everything they make looks weird. Totally unique interfaces, nothing that looks like a piece of hardware. It's all very software-based interfaces, which sometimes really works, especially for the kind of thing they do. Anyway, let's dig into Saturate and see what it's all about. So as you can see, it's got that very newfangled kind of look. We've got the input meters and the output meters on either side. You can see the gain reduction next to the output meters. You can set the input to be more or less, and you can do the same with the output. And it's also got an auto setting, which is the auto gain, which is useful to hear what it's doing. However, it's obviously trying to add more level a lot of the time, so that's not always going to be on. But it's interesting to hear what it's doing to the audio, so nice to have it there. At the top, we've got the active button, which is basically it's active, and when it's not, it's in bypass. You've then got the little triangle, which is the delta. Always interesting to listen to that. You'll hear me clicking it on the demo at the end. It just means you're hearing what is different. What's the difference? What's it doing? What's it adding or taking away? You've then got the anti-aliasing. It didn't used to have this. This was available previously, but only part of their mastering package. It didn't have oversampling, but it has now. And you click anti-aliasing, and that's oversampling. And then you've got a hard limiter, which is useful because this thing can really add some, serious amounts of level. So it's quite useful to have the hard limiter on to stop it freaking out everything else that's after it. Right. So it's called Saturate, but in reality, this is it's not kind of, it is. It's a clipper, which has a lot of control. So I use Saturate Audio Tools standard clip, which it's a fantastic clipper. It does a couple of extra things, but pretty much that's what it does. This is like a super duper clipper. This does some really clever stuff. So we've got the top left, we've got the drive there. How much drive are we pushing into the clipper? We've then got digital preservation. And quite often when a clipper is clipping, the signal goes to shit and it's sort of unusable sometimes when you overdo it. This basically recovers a lot of those transients whilst clipping it and getting the advantages of it being clipped. It brings back the detail. You have to mess with it. Sometimes it's a bit weird, but it's a really useful feature. You've then got the clipper shape. So it's basically, starts with a soft clip all the way to the left, or it's a hard clip all the way to the right. And you can have it anywhere in between. And soft clip is way more subtle, more useful for mastering a lot of the time. The more it goes towards hard clip, the more obvious the effect. Sometimes that's really good, and sometimes it's too much. You have to mess with it to find out. Symmetry. I really like this. So it starts in the middle at 0%. You can go minus 100%, plus 100%. What is that doing? It's basically turning the shape of the clip into an asymmetrical shape. And when you look at the secondary display, so you've got two different ways of looking at this. You can look at the waveform, which is quite cool. You can see the clipped bits. But you've also got what they call the gain curve. Now, the gain curve is where you can see the asymmetry. So that curve at the bottom and at the top, it will change. It will change when it's asymmetrical. It will be steeper at one end or the other. And that gives you a different sound to your clipping. Really, really useful. Never seen it before. I like it. You've then got your ceiling, which you can have your hard limit on. You don't want to, go above a certain amount. And you can nudge that back a bit. Sometimes, I quite often set it at like 0.3. And that's kind of it. It's got some really nice presets. Let's talk about what is it good for? Well, I think this is one of those, it can work for anything. It's not like a saturator like you would maybe use. I use quite a lot of preamp kind of saturators, on my channels, just to give things a bit of warmth, bit of analog vibe. This is kind of not that. It's more better to think of it as a clipper and to put it later on on your mix bus, and it's going to give you some extra level, and it's going to give it a bit of excitement. And it's really good at that because you can be really subtle and slowly get it more and more in until it's like, okay, that's doing too much now, and then back it off a bit. You'll find you'll get some really thumping, masters with this. It's a really cool bit of kit. It's definitely staying in the master chain from now on. yeah, it adds a lot of nice sort of vibe and colour whilst giving you that sort of perceived volume, which is, you know, what everyone's after these days. What else can I tell you about it? I think that's about it. So let's look at the demo. It's a full 14 days from Fangled Audio, so that's nice and easy. Price-wise, unbelievably, it's $25. $25. I mean, that, you just cannot argue with that. It's solid, that. So let's give it a score. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. It's pretty damn perfect. Although it is quite a fully featured clipper, there could be some extra things on it. There could be, you know, making it work only on the sides or only on the mid. That would be quite useful. That's the only reason it's losing a star, but 4 stars, definitely not shit. I like it a lot. It's a really cool plugin. You'll see from the demo, it's really quite interesting. So yeah, check it out. Fangled Audio Saturate Mark II, I believe they're calling it. Anyway, like the video if you could, and subscribe to the channel. We hit 9,000 the other day, which I'm really pleased about, but if we can get to 10 at some point this summer, I'd be over the moon. That would really help the channel a lot. We've got the Instagram, which is Studio Life 101. There's the website where we've got the top 5 plugins. There's also a whole bunch of courses. There's my new mixing course too. Really proud of that. If you want to learn how to mix, give it a look. It's totally mixing in the box using only plugins, no hardware required. There's a mastering course and a compression course and a bunch of other stuff, all on the website. And yeah, the demo's coming up now, and I'll see you next time. Adios.
You're calling my phone. I'm being patient, but I'm all alone. Staying faithful, and I'll never know when you're coming back around. When you're coming back around. You're calling my phone. I'm being patient, but I'm all alone. Staying faithful, and I'll never know when you're coming back around. When you're coming back around. You're calling my